What does it mean to be an engineer? Engineering is more than a job, it's a way of life, really. Aspects of engineering are all around us. You can see them in the buildings, roads, equipment, even in the cell phone that I'm using right now to record this. And in order to incorporate said aspects of engineering into the modern world, one must overcome many hardships.
So I chose engineering because I've always just loved figuring out how things work. And I would like to go into aerospace. I've had an unhealthy obsession with World War II ever since I was a little kid. Even today I love reading up on development processes, specifically different aircraft of the time period, and I hope to get involved in the restoration at some point of some of these aircraft. And some hardships that I've experienced, or I'm expecting to experience, are communication. As an engineer, there is a requirement, to interact with other engineers and to communicate with them, as well as potential customers or project leads, stuff like that, executives. And I tend to not be the best at communicating with people.
We all have a different reason for being engineers, such as wanting to be like an astronaut, wanting to be like that one cool guy that was building. But in order to accomplish this, we have to each have unique hardships that define us into who we are as professionals. Hardships that define who we become later on in the workplace and how we tackle problems presented by society.
Alright, so some of the reasons I chose to be a Mechie at UMBC, primarily because I took Project Lead the Way in high school, I'd say, was what really got me into it. Project Lead the Way, if you don't know, it's just, it's like a tech class, except it's got more engineering curriculum in it. In fact, it's almost identical really to like the whole Euros competition deal going on in ENES, which is the college lecture for engineering, at least this semester, where you build a Vex robot and you just sort of use it to complete a bunch of tasks. So that's really nice. So that gave me a lot of background into that, so it just felt natural to come in here and do that. Some of the hardships, I guess, as far as being a Mechie, at least at UMBC, a lot of credits, a lot of classes, just in general, You got math up until Calc 3. As far as any other hardships going on in the future, being a Mechie, you got to worry about your GPA a lot, because if you don't have internships, if you don't have solid GPA, you're gonna end up in the dumps looking for jobs. So it's not only about the difficult classes, it's about maintaining a high GPA also, and it's just very stressful trying to weave in social aspects as well as education, academics, and all that. So that's what I think.
Becoming an engineer is not a simple task. Sometimes it'll be fun, sometimes it'll be difficult. It all comes down really to how one looks at the experience that one is faced with. You can look at it with a positive aspect and say, I got something out of that. You can look at it at a negative aspect and say, that was really garbage, I wasted my time. As Confucius once said, choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. As long as you have a deep-rooted passion for engineering, and that deep-rooted passion is held close to your own heart, one can overcome any obstacle and achieve what people consider unachievable.